Hello, everyone. I hope and pray that you're doing well. One of the writers who's had the biggest influence on me is Frederick Buechner. And you've heard me quote from him often. I'm going to quote him again. He writes this: "If I were called upon to state in a few words the essence of everything I was trying to say, both as a novelist and as a preacher, it would be something like this. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery that it is, in the boredom and pain of it, no less than in the excitement and the gladness. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it, because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace." Recently, a longtime friend passed away. And death can invite you to think about what's important, what was important to my friend, what's important to me. And maybe, maybe you think also about what's important to somebody that you've loved, somebody that you've lost. And as I think about what's important to me, I wonder, what would I say if I was asked to summarize, what's important to me? Was to summarize my work as a pastor, my work as a Christian, my life as a human being, as a husband, as a father, as a son, a brother, a friend. What would I say? It's important, And I listened to Henry Nouwen, his book, Life of the Beloved. I listened to it this past week. I've read it a number of times before, but I listened to Henry Nouwen read it himself. And maybe it was his thick Dutch accent that made it feel warmer to me. Maybe it made me feel like my Dutch grandfather was telling me these important truths before he died. Anyways, this is what Nouwen writes. "Every time you feel hurt, offended, or rejected, you have to dare to say to yourself, these feelings, strong as they may be, are not telling me the truth about myself. The truth, even though I cannot feel it right now, is that I am the chosen child of God, precious in God's eyes, called the beloved from all eternity, and held safe in an everlasting embrace." Now, what Nouwen keeps pointing me back to is my identity as God's beloved, that I am loved by God. Think about, here I am beside the baptismal font. We're going to celebrate a couple of baptisms this Sunday. Think about what happens at Jesus' baptism. This is from Luke chapter 3. When all the people were being baptized, Jesus was baptized too. And as he was praying, heaven was opened, and the Holy Spirit descended on him in bodily form like a dove, and a voice came from heaven: "You are my Son, whom I love. With you I am well pleased." Now, as we think about baptism, it bears repeating something that I've said before. What happens in our baptism, what happens to Jesus, happens to us. What happens at Jesus' baptism is a pattern for our own baptism. And so thinking about what's important to me, what are some of the most important things I say or do as a pastor, what would I want to pass on? In baptism, God opens the heavens of his grace to us, sends his Holy Spirit, and pronounces us, declares us to be his very own sons and daughters. And it seems like a fairly simple truth that we are beloved of God. But it takes such a long obedience in the same direction for it to sink in bit by bit. On a card from this friend of mine who recently passed away, he quotes Julian of Norwich, an anchoress from the Middle Ages, lived a reclusive lifestyle. Anyways, she writes, and my friend writes, "All shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well." And it's a hopeful reminder to my soul, to my beloved soul. And it's a hope-filled reminder of a certain future to which our baptism points, namely that all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. The peace of Christ be with you all.